Hi everyone, I'm Alex. So over the last few months, I've been resisting falling into the trap that this hobby of ours sets up for many of us, and that's the trap of collecting, buying locomotives and rolling stock just because we see a good deal, we like the way it looks, or simply because it exists. I've been doing quite well, and over the months of June, July, August, and September, I did not purchase a single locomotive or a single piece of rolling stock. If I was a recovering alcoholic, I would be wearing one of those 4 months dry badges proudly on my chest. But the dry spell is over, and I'm really happy about it. I have two boxes to go through. This one I received a week before last, and the bigger one I received just last week. I haven't opened this one yet, but I did open this one to check its contents. And what it is a lot of 6 boxcars. The reason why I bought that was to get one of those, and that's a Twisties Cheesy Snacks boxcar. It's made by Lifelike. There are plenty of these on the market secondhand, but most of them are in poor condition, and if they do look any better, people tend to ask stupid money for it. So the best way to get one of those was part of a lot. So I got 6 in a lot. I think for around $70 Australian, which I think is a decent value. Now I bought this for my Australian train, so I'm going to put this on the tracks and see how it goes. I mean, I can see that it's really clean. I'm actually quite surprised how clean it is now. Having a better look at it in a full light. This is my Australian train that I put together just over a year ago, and the locomotive and the boxcars are all made by Lifelike. And this train is an example of something I bought just because it exists. Well, my excuse at the time was because I live in this country most of my life, I should have an Australian national train on my layout. The locomotive and the boxcars are probably at least 30 years old. The locomotive runs quite well once it gets going, but the boxcars are in a pretty poor shape. Overall, this is a super junky train, and most of the time it actually does hold together quite well. And I do actually enjoy running it, and sort of always feel like a winner when it can make an entire loop without trying to self-destruct. I think a 7-car train may not be far off from this locomotive's maximum pulling ability. It is an all-wheel pickup, but only 2-axle drive, and it's got traction tires. Okay, let's see if it takes off. Let's just finish off this particular box. So the other 5 cars, most of them are made by Lifelike. We've got Western Maryland unit, slightly dirty Weet-Bix, Jello, another Peter's ice cream, and finally a Santa Fe car with one missing coupler and one damaged coupler. So I'll replace them. I've got some spares. Yeah, so that's the box number 1. Let's move on to what should be more interesting, box number 2. So the second box is bigger and much heavier than the first box. So that must be a good thing. Item number 1. and we've got what I believe should be SDP 40. Now I don't know much about locomotives still, so I looked this up on the internet, and that turned out to be a passenger version of the SD40. Initially, I was not too interested because I mainly run freight, but then I found out that these locomotives were retired into a freight service, apparently in the very early 70s, 1971 or so. So we've got one of those here, running number 107. And what is better than one Santa Fe SD40? Two Santa Fe SD40s. And this one has a running number of 102. They're both DC and I believe made by Athens. Let's have a quick look at the overall condition of both locomotives. So 107 first. We've got the handrails in place. We've got the horns. Paint job seems to be quite clean. We do have a knuckle coupler here. The rear one's missing. Next to it is 102. Once again, seems like all the basic detail is there. And this one does have the rear knuckle coupler. I'll flip them around and check the other side. The other side also appears to be just fine. There's some marking on the tank, but all the steps are in place. And the 102, similar story. Overall in quite good condition. Okay, we'll check the underbody now. So the both trucks and wheels on the 107 appear to be in pretty good condition. And the same thing goes for the 102. So that looks promising. Let's see if they run any good. Okay, here we go. Well, I'm turning up the juice, but no activity. Oh, got some light. Well, I better switch this off before I kill it completely. All right, we'll get the 102. But it's not a great start. Okay, 102. Oh, it moved. Okay, we've got a live one. Backwards. Come on. It wants to move. Is it not sitting on the rails properly? Pretty sure it is. Go backwards. Well, I need to take apart 107 and also look inside 102 and see what's going on in there. I'll work on 107 first. That's the one that did not move at all. There was some cab light activity when I give it a bit of a shake, but apart from that, no signs of life. So let's see what sort of surprise awaiting us inside. All right, well that's pretty obvious. There's an issue. The cab light and the bracket just came off. I think that's supposed to be attached to the front there, something like that. And we've got these ones as well, loose completely. So I'd say during transit from the East Coast over to the West Coast, it took some beating and things just came apart. But I think I'll do what a lot of other people do with these locomotives and then remove all that and run actual wires to make it a lot more reliable. So I will try have a go at this. So I finished working on this locomotive, found a few problems with it. First of all, found one of the axle driving gears in the front truck had one of the teeth, gear teeth, chipped partially. It's not completely gone, but about 1/3 of it is gone. I had problems attaching this bracket back to the chassis. Couldn't figure out how to what sort of adhesive I can use. So I couldn't solder it because this material doesn't take solder by the look of it. Couldn't hot glue it. Didn't have any decent super glue on hand. So I mixed up a two-part epoxy and put a blob in there, and it's secure. I've got slight cracking in one of the motor mounts happening, so that's something that will probably break in the future. But the motor is still sitting all right, and I would like to put LED instead of this incandescent bulb. I just don't have any, so I just wire it up like this for now. So let's give it some power, see how she runs. So being my first repair, I'm pretty happy with the result. At least I got it going. So now I'm moving on to the second locomotive, the 102. And this was running, but very rough. And hopefully, if I give it some sort of a basic service, I can improve it a little bit. But the way it sounded, I think it probably has some major issues. Well, this one at least is in one piece. All right, I'll get back to you when I finish with it. Okay, so I finished working on 102. Did the same thing as to 107. This one had less damage. So the front bracket is firmly in place, and motor mounts look good. There was one chipped gear tooth on one of the axle driving gears in the rear track. Yeah, the 102 seems to be running a little bit better than 107. It's less hesitant. So what's my final verdict on these two locomotives? From outside, they look quite good for what they are, but mechanically, they're quite a bit junky. I was a bit disappointed at the performance straight out of the box. But it's not all bad news because having them in that poor running condition forced me to open them up and do some light maintenance work and some repairs, some simple repairs. And that's not something I am skilled at. So that was a really good introduction to locomotive maintenance for me, and gave me some confidence boost to get into it a bit more. And these, what I think are the blue box Athens locomotives, are indeed really easy to work on, and I found the activity quite relaxing and peaceful to do. So I'm going to try and get this 102, do a lap or two on my layout to finish off this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.